Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2019. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Monday Night Football game between the Patriots and the Jets. We'll go over the NBA games look ahead to tonight's NBA games, that's what I meant to say. Opening night, it's going to be fun. NHL, look back on last night's games, look ahead to tonight's games. Guess the lines, week number 8 in the NFL, and my prediction for the World Series, as well as my best bet. Okay, Monday Night Football. Patriots over the Jets, 33-0. That's an ass-kicking for the Pats yet again. Tom Brady looked like Tom Brady. He was pretty good, except the one pick. 31 of 45, 249 yards, a touchdown, and obviously the pick. Sam Darnold, worst game of his career, 11 of 32, 86 yards, and 4 interceptions. Yikes. So Sam Darnold, obviously coming off the mono thing, and he was so good against the Jets, and he regressed mightily here against the Patriots. Granted, that Patriots defense is spectacular, but he's going to get destroyed by the New York media, considering that Daniel Jones did much better than him against that same Patriots defense, and with lesser people around him, because obviously the Giants had those injuries, and then the Jets have Le'Veon Bell and some nice players, but no one I'd call superstars other than Bell. And meanwhile, the Patriots, yet again, another good win. It's probably one of their better wins of the season. They let the Giants hang around a few weeks ago. They should have lost to the Bills. Next up for the Patriots, on a short week, they host the Browns. So, there's going to be motivation from Bill Belichick's side, because obviously Belichick used to coach the Browns back in the day. And then next up for the Jets is at the Jaguars, in a game that I think it's fair to say I think it's winnable. I'm not a huge Gardner Minshew fan. I'm not big on him. I think that he's a fraud. So I think the Jets may have a chance in that game to surprise some people and win that game outright. All right, NBA starts tonight. We have 2 games on the slate. 8 o'clock TNT, Pelicans, Raptors. On the call, this game will be Kevin Harlan, Reggie Miller, in all likelihood. Raptors obviously hanging up the Raptor and the championship banner and the Raptors, and they should be poised, and I think they want to go and prove people wrong here with Kawhi Leonard gone. Pascal Siakam is a player that, in my opinion, has to make a jump into the top 25 players conversation if the Raptors are to be even a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. And there's going to be a lot of chatter that they're going to trade some veterans at the deadline. On my preview podcast yesterday, I said that the Raptors would keep those trio of players and end up making the playoffs. Pelicans, meanwhile, no Zion Williamson for 6 to 8 weeks. That is a huge blow for the Pelicans, and I think that could be a season-killing blow for the Pelicans. I wouldn't have picked the Pelicans to make the playoffs with Zion Williamson. I would have picked them to finish 1 game back of the Spurs, but now that he's injured, I pushed him back to 41-41. Assuming Zion would be back before Christmas, and that the players around Zion, some of them would make improvements, such as Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and J.J. Redick, the veteran there. They'll be making some 3-point field goals. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's another promising rookie they have. So they have some talent despite the Zion thing. This isn't a one-man show in New Orleans, so I still think that this could be a respectable team without Zion. But I think this Zion injury could come back to bite him when the season's over. And they say, if he didn't get hurt, we would have made the playoffs. I think it's going to be one of those scenarios. Although, like I said, I did not pick the Pelicans to make the playoffs this season. And it's not because of the Zion injury. I would have picked them to finish one game back of the Spurs of the 8 seed, even with Zion Williamson. But I just had to bump their record down a couple of games because of this. And in terms of tonight's game, the Raptors are giving 7. And I think that this game, I could envision a little bit of a hangover for Toronto here with Siakam, and I think all those guys are going to be caught up in the moment a little bit. The over-under in this game is 230. I really like the under in this game. If you ask me what the best bet of this game is, I'm going to say the under. No Zion Williamson, and the Raptors are a good defensive team. So I love the under here. And the line, by the way, dropped to 6.5. There's people betting on the Pelicans. I'm going to say the Raptors win the game, but I don't know who covers. So I'm going to do this for NBA games this year, especially the bigger ones that are going to be on TV. I'm going to take under 230. I think the Raptors win this game 103-99 or something like that. I think it's going to be super low scoring, and a lot of that's going to be because of the Pelicans' defense and the loss of Zion Williamson. And to me, those two things combine for an under. And I'm taking the Raptors to win on the court. And then the second leg of the doubleheader is the Lakers and the Clippers. You have Marv Albert. You have Chris Webber on the call. This is a very sexy game, regardless of Paul George's status. He's not playing. The Lakers are rightfully 4-point favorites. The over-under is 223. Why do I think the Lakers should be favored in this spot? No Paul George, and I think that the Lakers should be favored here. I think Paul George is worth at least maybe 5 points. So if he was there, then the Clippers would actually be favored in this game. Maybe he's worth more than that. If you ask the Lakers-Clippers from Staples Center if it's a Clipper home game, what would I make the line? I would make the line with both teams healthy, the home team by 3. So if it was Clippers home game with Paul George, I'd say Clippers by 3. So the point spread is suggesting to me that Paul George is worth 7 points. I'm going to take the Lakers to cover the -4 here. I think that LeBron and Anthony Davis are men on the mission tonight, and they want to go out and make a statement that they're the team to beat. No Paul George means Lakers win to me. If Paul George is there, I'd pick the Clippers to win outright. But no, Paul George is not there. So I'm taking the Lakers. LeBron is a big game. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder and trying to remind people he's still the best player in the NBA, even though I don't think he is anymore. I think he's been surpassed by at least 3 players. Maybe even you could talk me into 4. Well, 3 right now because Kevin Durant's injured. So I'd say the 3 that have, in my opinion, surpassed him were Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and you can talk me into a couple other guys. So I guess I'd put LeBron James at number 3 by default. And then Kevin Durant, if he was healthy, he'd be in the top 3, but he's not there. So I guess LeBron James is still a top 3 player. So I'm going to take the Lakers tonight to cover the number. I think they win this game 117-110, high-scoring game in Staples Center. There's going to be a lot of Laker fans there, even though it's a Clipper home game. So give me the Lakers to cover the -4 tonight, on quote-unquote on the road at the Clippers. All right. Next up, NHL. Couple games on last night's slate and a couple big ones tonight. In the National Hockey League, the Blue Jackets feed the Maple Leafs 4-3 in overtime. That's a nice win for Columbus going into a tough place to win. They are 4-3-2. Toronto's 5-3-2. Number 1 started the game with a goal, Gustav Nyquist. Number 2 started the game with a goal and assist, Austin Matthews. Number 3 started the game with 2 assists, Nick Foligno. Flyers over to Golden Knights 6-2. A fantastic win for the Philadelphia Flyers. They're 3-3-1. Vegas is 6-4. Number 1 started the game with 2 goals and an assist. You have Michael Raffle. Number 2 started the game with a goal and assist, Oscar Lindblom. And the number 3 started the game with a goal. You got Matt Niskanen. Blues over the Avalanche 3-1. A good win for the Blues. First regulation loss of the year for the Avalanche, who dropped to 7-1-1. St. Louis is 4-2-3. Number 1 star of the game with a goal and 2 assists, Vladimir Tarasenko. Number 2 star of the game with a goal, David Perron. Number 3 star of the game with 18 shots, 17 saves, Jordan Binghamton. Stars over the Senators 2-1. A much-needed win for the Dallas Stars. They're 3-7-1. Ottawa's 1-6-1. Number 1 star of the game with an assist, Jamie Benn. Number 2 star of the game with 19 saves on 20 shots, Anton Khudobin. And their number 3 star of the game with 41 saves on 43 shots, Anders Nielsen. So Ottawa's backup goalie comes in there and really has himself a good game. Tonight's a much bigger slate. 7 o'clock, you have the Coyotes and the Rangers. This is a big game for the Rangers. I think they have to win this game if they want to stay in the race in the Eastern Conference. They had a couple bad losses in a row. I believe they've had 4 in a row in general. So they got to come out there and have a good performance. Maple Leafs, Bruins, big division game. Each team has 12 points. Sharks, Sabres. Sabres are proving people that they're for real. Maybe they're the surprise in the East this year, not the Rangers and the Flyers like I predicted. Penguins, Panthers. Penguins off to a good start this year. 7:30 Canucks, Red Wings. Red Wings hot start was a fluke. I'm not buying. Canucks I'm buying a little bit. I think they're good. 8 o'clock you have the Ducks and the Predators. Ducks off to a surprisingly good start. Preds a little mediocre for me. Oilers Wild. The Wild stink. Oilers off to a very good start. Kings, Jets. The Kings are terrible. The Jets are 500. 8:30 Golden Knights, Blackhawks. Golden Knights to me have underachieved a little bit. Had some ugly games like last night against the Flyers. Blackhawks 2-3-1. So they're like in the Rangers scenario a little bit here. If they really want to surprise some people this year, I think this is a game they have to win at home against a team that is very good. And 9 o'clock you have the Capitals and the Flames. Flames off to a mediocre start. Capitals are somewhat to me either. A couple overtime losses. So Capitals to me are like an either-or team a little bit right now. If puck bounces the right way, they're riding high, but they're not right now. So an interesting game out in Alberta tonight between the Caps and the Flames. Tonight begins the World Series between the Astros and the Nationals. Game 1, 8 o'clock on Fox. Joe Buck with John Smoltz, Tom Verducci, Ken Rosenthal. This is a great series, at least on paper, and it honestly would be, it honestly is better than Yankees Nationals because of the starting pitching aspect to both of these teams, and that's where these two teams' strengths are. And like I said, interesting series. I think the Nationals feel like a team of destiny. Astros are the best team in baseball. The Nationals are coming off an impressive 4-game sweep over the St. Louis Cardinals in the NLCS. The Astros are coming off a 6-game series win over the New York Yankees in the ALCS. The Astros offense is great, led by Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, Michael Brantley, and Carlos Correa. The Nationals offense is very good and has been very good in the playoffs, led by Anthony Rendon, Juan Soto, and Trey Turner. The Astros starting pitching is the best in the league, led by Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, and Zach Greinke. The Nationals starting pitching has been spectacular throughout the playoffs and kept the Nats in games in which they were trailing at times, led by Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Patrick Corbin, and Anibal Sanchez. The Astros bullpen showed leaks in the previous 2 rounds, but got away with it in the previous rounds with guys like Roberto Osuna, Will Harris, and Josh James. The Nationals bullpen has stepped up and got big outs, led by Sean Doolittle and Daniel Hudson, as well as their starters coming in relief as well. The pitching matchups will be sexy because of all the big-name starters on each team. But that said, the Astros are the best team in baseball, and in the last 3 seasons, the team with the best record in baseball won the World Series, and the Astros will make it 4 straight years of that scenario. So the prediction, Astros in 6 games, World Series MVP, Jose Altuve. I just think that this guy's on a roll right now. Walk-off home run against the Yankees to win that series. So I think that he'll ultimately take home the hardware in terms of the series MVP for the second series in a row. Best bet of the day. Guess the lines. Week number 8 of the NFL season. We're going to start with Thursday Night Football. Redskins at the Vikings. I have the Vikings favored by 16.5 on Thursday Night Football over the hapless Washington Redskins. And the Vikings are giving 14.5, so 2 points off. Eagles at the Bills. I have the Bills by 2.5. It's Bills by 1.5. Bengals, Rams from London. I have Rams by 11. It's Rams by 13. Chargers at the Bears. I have Bears by 7. It's only Bears by 4. Wow. Giants, Lions. I have Lions by 6.5, and it's 6.5. It's my first correct line of the podcast. Cardinals at the Saints. I have the Saints by 7, and it's the Saints by 10. So they must be thinking Drew Brees is coming back or something. Broncos, Colts. I have Indianapolis laying 6.5, and it's 6. Jets, Jaguars. I have Jaguars by 4, and it's Jaguars by 5.5. That line probably just went up in light of that Jets game. Bucks, Titans. I have Tennessee by 3, and it's 2.5. To the 4 o'clock games, actually, no, Seahawks at the Falcons was not on there. So we'll do this one. Seahawks, Falcons, I have the Seahawks by 5.5. And that's what the line is. So a correct pick on the podcast. 4 o'clock games, I have down here the Panthers at the 49ers. I have 49ers by 4.5, and it's 5. Browns, Patriots, I have Pats by 10, and it's 13. So that was in wake of last night. Raiders, Texans, I have the Texans by 6.5, and that's what the line is. So the second correct pick of the podcast. Sunday Night Football, Packers, Chiefs, I have Packers by 1, and it's 5.5. So everyone and their brother is betting on Green Bay because of the Patrick Mahomes thing. And Monday Night Football, Dolphins, Steelers, I have Steelers by 15.5, and it's 14.5, so 1 point off. Best bet of the day brought to you by DraftKings. I'm going to take the Astros tonight to win Game 1 of the World Series. The matchup tonight is Garrett Cole against Max Scherzer. I think it'll be close, but I'm going to say that the Nats bullpen lets up a little bit, and the Astros get the Game 1 victory. We'll go to the NHL, and we will take the Winnipeg Jets against the Kings. We'll take the... Should I go with the Preds over the Ducks? Yeah, we'll go with it. I don't feel confident about it. And then the NBA, we'll go with the Raptors against the Zionless Pelicans. And then I love the Lakers tonight against the Clippers. So 5 teams: Astros, Winnipeg Jets, Nashville Predators, Raptors, Lakers. Wagering $1, $8.36 odds, payout of $9.36. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping Game 1 of the World Series. Look ahead to Game 2. NFL Power Rankings tomorrow. NBA opening night, we'll recap that. NHL, and I'll have my best bet for you, as well as college bowl projections for Week 9. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.